And we're going to need to take care of got it on that one and the one back. Actually, it's not showing up. So we're okay.
The got it showed up on my screen and I clicked it.
Yep, and that was what you were supposed to do. Thank you, Pat. All right. So our speaker today is Dr. Joseph Bernard, a life change coach who is considered an explorer of consciousness and living a joyous life. Some may describe wisdom as perception. We heard earlier, knowledge, insight, or discernment. But regardless of how we describe it, Dr. Bernard tells us that wisdom is always expanding in us if we are listening to the call of our heart and living life fully in expansive moments of our day. His messages are always filled with personal and spiritual insights to help us connect with our inner wisdom. Welcome, Dr. Joseph Bernard.
Hi. Should I look at the, or should I look at you guys? Guess I'll do both.
Yeah, you can go back and forth.
Good.
That's right. Okay, I'm not
What are you
sure.
doing?
I was trying to bring
Do you
up,
need to come up?
no, that's fine. We'll just do it that way.
So in your slide, it said lean in, and that was part of what I was thinking today. So I will come back to that, okay? So lately in my own life, I've experienced a number of changes, and whenever that happens, there's always opportunities to understand things. And in that exploration, what I begin to understand more and more is when I touch into the life that is flowing through me, then I'm in a state of wisdom. And by that, I mean, I'm an explorer. We are all explorers. We come to this service to explore and understand and take ourselves higher. And we read and we go out in nature and listen to that. We create, we do whatever we do. And we know when we're aligned with wisdom because life is flowing through us. Can you sense that? Can you think of the last time you felt life flowing through you? That to me is as wise as you can get when you get in touch with that. Because when you feel that life flowing through you, you are aligned with everything in you that's at the highest nature. You won't sense life if you're thinking something else. If you're busy worrying or obsessing. Anybody ever do any of that? Worry or obsess about things? Good, good. When you're doing that, guess what happens to the life that you're in touch with? It just goes, it shrinks away so that you're not even aware of it. So when you're doing something, for example, if you like doing art, if you can't do a drawing and not be thinking about what you're doing. You're someplace, if your mind is wandering, you'll be looking at the picture going, what happened there? Because anything that you do with presence, you do with aliveness. And to me, the life force flowing through us is what we want to be in touch with as much as we can during the day. So it could be in a walk in nature. Before I got here, I stood down by the river just to feel the moisture and the air. And I'm alive at that moment. I'm in the presence of that wisdom that's available to me to understand if I'm there present to it. That makes sense? Yeah. So we can arrive at understanding through our reading, our listening. You mentioned listening in there, and I think that's a really powerful way to learn and be in touch with wisdom as we listen inward and we listen to the people around us, because sometimes they have feedback for us that's really useful. Or we listen to an audio book that has somebody that we really want to learn from. All that becomes really valuable learning as we take it in. But the wisdom comes from our integration into that, which means we do that in living in the flow of life for ourselves. If we touch in with that flow, wherever we are, in whatever we're doing, when we touch into that flow, we're in wisdom. We're in aliveness. We're in presence. We're in joy. Joy comes out of that. Joy flows out of that being aligned. So energy flow is really the divine within us. If we were always in touch with that, we would be in the flow of life and we'll be in the flow of wisdom. But sometimes we forget that we're a divine being. Yeah? Yeah. And occasionally we get distracted and we, oops, I know that, but I forgot. So obviously the heart and mind are really important in this. So are we in our heart? Are we in the flow of life in our heart? Are we in the flow of life in our mind? And we bring those two together, we have this coherence that happens. It's really powerful and positive. And that's coherence is life flowing through us again. So I can keep on coming back to this theme because I think that the more I explore that and the more that I understand it, the more I know how to step into that flow. And in that flow, I'm in my highest wise state. So leaning into it means we go, oh, when I'm doing this, I can go, oh, I can feel that flow. I can be that. I can expand because I'm in it. I'm feeling what is available to me in this moment. And those moments are so valuable, no matter what you do, valuable as far as you being realized and expressed, and valuable in that you expand beyond what you thought you knew. You become wise. It's a beautiful moment. Those are called insight and awareness, consciousness, all that stuff becomes available to us because we're in a state where we're exploring those kinds of things in the now, in the live flow. So we want to touch into life daily. And maybe we have some practices that we do that. I do yoga every morning. Part of my, it's more inner practice, but I sit in that every morning for about a half hour. And it's more sitting. It's not all this stuff. It's just kind of sitting and flowing and meditating and chanting and stuff like that. So I'm sitting in that. And when I'm in it, we know when we're present to it or not, don't we? I can be doing the practice and I go, oh, well, I didn't have a full presence in that. I wasn't fully into it. And other times that's all, the whole world disappears. And that's life flowing through me. When the whole world disappears, I'm at one with what's going on. So every day, if there's some, even if it's just for a moment, if we just touch in for a moment, nature for me is really a positive place to do that. Just walking in the sand or by a stream, by a river. I love water. For some reason, I definitely am a water person. So when I'm near water and I see the flow, I'm no place else but right there with that. And then that's flowing through me. And you lean into that and you just feel that flow, that openness, and that rivers never doubt where they're going. They always know where they're going, even though there's tides that come and go. Rivers always are heading. They're flowing with life. And that's the kind of connection when you know you've aligned in that way. Everything, all the wisdom flows through you. You're in touch, you're expanded, you're taking in all that you've learned in a lifetime. Can you feel that? Yeah. So it's really beyond thoughts and emotions. when we're in that flow of life, that wise flow of life, we're not thinking that. We're not feeling it. We're more sensing. We're alive to that moment. We're sensing that flow. And it can be in any situation. It can be as we're singing the songs today. If we're into that, we're in that flow, we're in that aliveness. There's no place else that's more important than to be in that flow, that life flow, that wisdom, the wisdom of the moment. It's always there. And a couple ways to touch into it again is in nature, which I brought up a couple times, and gratitude. When we're in gratitude, lately I've been doing a yoga practice called Akash, which is where you're in touch with what's in yoga. Akash is the space that holds us all together. And you could think of that as God or the divine or whatever. In yoga, it's called Akash. And so you have a practice where you acknowledge, thank you for holding me together today, and thank you for holding life together and all humanity together and the planet and the solar system and the cosmos. All those things are important things that are happening. But as you tune into that, you feel and sense that connection again. Then you enter into a flow of presence and enjoying that. So I forgot to ask, do I get to do a little meditation relaxation as part of this? Okay, good. Good. I was hoping because this all leads to some pretty, we could do some good leaning into it. Yeah. So, okay, good. The reason I'm excited about this is because I've been stepping into this myself lately a lot. And that's been my intention to do that because the head sometimes gets in the way. Even the best thinking, even reading the best stuff or listening to the best speakers or understanding, it doesn't take you higher than being fully present to now, to the flow of life through you. And it could be doing a talk like this where I get to express that flow in me. It could be listening and touching into that flow yourself. It could be whatever works for you. Art can be wonderful. You could sing. I love to chant. When I'm chanting and I'm fully present, sound just flows through me. I disappear. It's just life flowing through me. So let's do a little relaxation. Tune in, okay? So I always like to encourage you to be aware of your breath to start with. You can close your eyes and just sense yourself. First, sense the chair that you're sitting on. Feel your body against that chair. So that you're in your body, you're sensing it. Breathe into that. With each breath, you relax a little bit more. It's wonderful to relax and let go, isn't it? And you tune in. As you expand in the breath, your body relaxes. You might even feel the shoulders relax. You might feel your jaw lighten up a little bit, loosen up. You'll feel your body sink into the chair a little bit more. You'll sense what's going on around you. And now I'd like you to imagine that life is a stream. The wisdom of life is a stream that's flowing. And right now you're going to imagine that you're stepping into it. In this case, you're sitting into it, sitting on a chair, sitting into that flow, and feel where you feel it in your body. Where do you feel the flow in your body? Breath could be a nice place to align with that. Flow of life as it flows through you. Sometimes the energy centers are a nice place to connect. like the third eye or the top of the head, or even at the base of the spine, could be places that you touch into that. Of course, your heart center. As you touch into that space, that expanded space of your heart, the expanded space of your third eye, or any of those places you're tuning into, feel the flow of life coming through. It could be a warm, soothing, comforting energy that flows through you. As that energy flows, see if you can relax into it, if you can lean into it. A good vibration, a good feel, just allow yourself to sink into it, lean into it, become one with it. Letting go of anything that's in the way. As you lean into this flow of life, as you lean into the flow of wisdom that's always available to you in the now, as you listen more deeply, you expand, you open, the flow becomes more abundant, more realized. You let go even more, and the flow expands even more. So for a moment, just see if you can identify a spot that you could locate in your body. Could be just this, like I said, an energy center. It could be some place that you recognize that's where the flow likes to reside or where it comes through you. Just make a mental note of where that is in your body. Could be in your mind. Could be from the top of your head. It could be up through your feet. Any place that that flow happens. I'd like you to remember that so that when you maybe go home today, maybe you're going to take a little rest, maybe you will take a few minutes to touch in that space where the energy flows through you. And just allow that energy to flow in a vibrant way. Get in touch with that flow through you so that throughout the day, when you want, you can just simply touch into that space. Sense it, feel it. Oh, I'm going to open up now. I'm going to let the divine flow through me. I'm going to let the divine in me be realized. I am that I am. Whatever it is connected to you in your thinking and your visualization, you also allow the energy to be the energy of life. Feeling what this feels like to be in this state, enjoying the energy of aliveness. Feel it taking you in a more expanded, open state. Touching in with the source, the force of all that exists, all that is alive, from the smallest single cell to the vastness of a mountain or the vastness of an ocean. All that has life flowing through it. Feel that same force in union with you, the wisdom of that force flowing through you. Remember it, sense it, be one with it. Take a nice deep breath in. Feel what it feels like to be in this state. Acknowledge that it's happening within you, that you're an expanded being, a wise, expanded being, a being full of life that you are allowing to flow through you. Being in the wisdom of the presence of you and life. Nice. You're doing very, very well. Just a minute. I'm going to bring you back from the state. I'd like you to remember how it feels so you can go back there anytime you want. When you feel like going back there, you can go into a quiet space, your home or wherever you might be. It could be outdoors. And just align with that life, with the life flowing and the wisdom of that. Takes only a moment. If you get, once you practice, you can plug in easily and effortlessly. When you wake up in the morning, you can plug into it. Before you go to sleep at night, you could plug into that life force flowing through you. Maybe at night you turn it down a little bit on the volume. Okay, slowly when you're ready, begin to come back from this deeply relaxed state, this flow of life, this wise realization as it flows through you. Come back all the way, feeling relaxed and refreshed and renewed and re-energized. Good job, everybody.
Thank you, Joseph. And now I'm supposed to carry on. I do know one thing I need to do, which is stop recording. So I will.